What's up, investors and Money Talk family? Welcome to yet another video. In today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about one of our favorite electric vehicle companies, Lucid. But you already knew that because you read the title and you pressed on the thumbnail, all right? So with that being said, what are we talking about? You probably already know too. Short squeeze, all right, guys? We're going to be talking about the ever-rising short interest in Lucid and why I believe this is a company that is absolutely ready for a short squeeze, that can at least be a candidate for a short squeeze, and on what date should we expect this upcoming squeeze to actually happen. But guys, before we get started, we've been covering Lucid since it was CCIV, right? It was before the merger and the stock was sitting at around $15. And I was screaming to the Patreon members and the community members saying, buy the stock, buy, hold, buy, hold. Come on, guys, buy and hold. I promise, I promise, I promise. But however, I did shift my narrative on buying and holding Lucid when it hit the $50 range, all right? And I actually absolutely expected the stock to come down to the $30 level. I mean, look, I dropped this video and people thought I was crazy. You know why people thought that? Because although the stock's trajectory was going up, I would absolutely see the end of the bull run and see the massive dip that we've now experienced from Lucid, falling from the $55 level all the way down to the $37 level that is sitting at right now. All right, guys. Now, if you guys also want exclusive content and my also trade alert program and etc., all right, guys, make sure you guys check out the link below in the comment section, our Making Money in the Market program. It is absolutely worth it, guys. And right now, only for the month of December, guys, okay? Well, that's kind of a lie because it was also on discount the month of November, but that was because of, that was because of Black Friday. So, but for the end of the month, for the end of the year rather, December, this is the last discounted month, guys, okay? So make sure you guys check that out. It is a 30% discount. And listen, guys, the program, the way I set out the program to be, I set it out to be a monthly subscription instead of a one-time massive payment. So you guys can sign up for $20 this month. And if you don't like the program, which comes with exclusive community, my trade alerts, my live trade alerts throughout the month, these are my swing trades and option plays, and also a $200 a month giveaway if you guys don't like that, and if you guys don't like the community, right? And also starting January, guys, I'm implementing weekly educational videos on technical analysis, right? Because that's what the community's been asking me to do, and that's what I am here to do for the community, okay? So with that being said, if you guys don't like that by the end of the month, then feel free to unsubscribe, okay? And the risk is so low, right? Instead of paying $1,000 to sign up for a program and then maybe you don't even like the program, you drop out, or hundreds of dollars to sign up for a program, you only pay $20, you check it out, maybe you don't like it, maybe you like it. And the rate of returning Patreons have shown that they're absolutely finding value in the content, okay? And you will too, I promise. So make sure you guys check that out in the link below, all right? In the comment section, the first comment. Now, with that being said, let's get talking about Lucid Motors and its upcoming short squeeze. Okay, so to understand where Lucid is headed, we first need to analyze where Lucid has been previously and how did Lucid end up having such a major dip, right, guys? From the $55 level almost to $60 level. I think it almost touched $60 one point, down 30% down to the $37 level. How did this happen? Well, a series of events, all right? A series of unfortunate events took place. First of all, Lucid went through a phase of absolute bull run because, that's what happens in the EV sector. Every 6 months or so, every year or so, we get this massive hype regarding electric vehicles as if people have just found out electric vehicles exist, okay? And when you pair that with Lucid's ability to be able to start delivering cars, right? I think they delivered 500 cars or something like that, right, for the year 2020 or 2021 rather. This was absolutely amazing, right? Seeing them actually start producing, manufacturing, and delivering cars. This was a game changer for Lucid. So that's what caused the lead up from the stock going from the $25 level all the way up to the $50 level. Now from there, guys, we got hit by some inflation scares, all right? Inflation scares. And what happens when inflation scares happen? Well, interest rate scares happen. And interest rates are not good for growth stocks, okay? They're not good for growth stocks because basically when inflation happens and the Fed's Jerome Powell decides whether he's going to raise the rates or he's going to print more money and say that inflation is transitory, which is what he did in the beginning. And this was the most politician move you've ever seen, right? Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, comes out and says, oh yeah, guys, inflation is transitory. Everything's good. I got your guys back. It's all good. I won't be raising interest rates and everything. 2 months later, he gets reelected as the head of the Federal Reserve. What does he do? He flips. He says, this is what he says. Maybe this thing that I've been saying the whole year regarding inflation being transitory is not so transitory. Maybe we need to raise interest rates. What? What? Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying, right? And why do interest rates hurt the market? Going back to what I was saying, finishing what I was saying. Enough Jerome Powell slander. So when interest rates go up, guys, the cost of borrowing money goes up, okay? The cost of borrowing money goes up, and when cost of borrowing money goes up for the banks aren't going to sit back and be like, oh, I guess we're making less money. No. You know what they do? They double down on us consumers. Your mortgage goes up. Your credit card bills go up. Your car payment goes up. Your freaking health insurance goes up. Every single thing goes up. Anything that you've ever used for leverage and you own interest on, the interest rate goes up. Okay. And that's what we get in a place where people don't have enough money to spend, right? People don't have enough money to spend, and they're like, okay, so I can't invest. I gotta pay my mortgage. I don't have a house to live in. How can I invest? Right, guys? Which leads us to a place of the initial dip of Lucid. And then on top of all this red and all this murder and all this sadness and etc., Lucid gets hit by a subpoena from the SEC regarding this was just the SEC flexing and saying we've got power. Considering Lucid did become have an IPO through a SPAC deal, right? And when you have an IPO through a SPAC deal, guys, it's a lot more shady. Okay, that's true, because you go through a lot less process than an actual company does when they do have their IPO. Okay, so that's why the SEC was like, yo, we need you guys to come to court and show us some papers. And what did Lucid do? Lucid said, okay, we'll do that. But the stock market doesn't care, because a subpoena, oh my God, investigation in the stock market, guys. The stock market is filled with inefficiencies, right? The same way that we saw Lucid go from $25 to $50, right? Over 100% jump. The same way we saw the dip, right? That was an inefficiency which I did call out on this channel, right? Pat on back to me, like I said earlier in the video, right? It led to another efficiency of people just reading the headline of investigation and thinking that Lucid is guilty, all right? Because that's the market that we live in, right? People read headlines, people sell before they read the article. They read the headlines, sell, and then read the article. Or people read the article, or people read the headline, buy, and then read the article, right? And as good investors and as good traders, it is our job to trade these inefficiencies and take advantage of them, okay? And that's exactly what I teach and I do in the Making Money in the Market program. So with that being said, check that out, guys. Come on, what are you waiting for? You haven't signed up yet? Come on, man. Anyways, and then that happened, okay? So then the stock dipped. And then out of nowhere, Lucid was like, yo, we're going to raise $1 billion in convertible notes or warrants or whatever, right? Which basically means they haven't sold the shares yet and they haven't diluted the stock yet, but they're planning on doing it. And what happens when the stock gets diluted, guys? Well, the percentage of the company that you own, because when you buy stock in a company, you own a teeny tiny percentage of the company, okay? Something like 0.00001% or something. Now, when there's more shares added to the market and there's more shares of that company, then your 0.0000001% becomes 0.00000 half of 1%. All right, guys? And people don't like that. So what happened? We got to where we are today, right? And then we are now heading for next week, which is which Jerome Powell is giving a speech regarding whether he's raising interest rates or not. And that is a whole lot of fear, right? That is a whole lot of uncertainty to it, which is why we're seeing the red market we're having. However, Lucid did have a green Friday, up 3% due to the inflation data coming out and the inflation data looking somewhat okay. Inflation came in at 0.8%, which was a decrease from last month's 0.9%, right? So inflation isn't looking that bad for this month. Okay, it's looking even worse than what was expected, because we were expecting a 0.7%, but 0.8 will take it. Okay, and the market liked that because Joe Byron, right, Bing Bong, right? He came out and said inflation is going to come in hot. So, but inflation didn't come in hot, which was good, which was very good, which I think in a way that was kind of a manipulation tactic, him coming out saying it's going to be bad, and it wasn't that bad for the people to cheer and act like it was going to be, it's a celebration, even though it wasn't that good either. Okay, anyways. So that leads us to a place we are at today. All right, guys, just that was a quick little backstory as to what has happened. Now, today, when we look at the short interest on Lucid, we see that short interest on Lucid is increasing, and it right now is at 13% or 12.5%. Okay, now this 12.5%, guys, is the visible short interest. And as we know, and as I've talked about so many times on this video, visible short interest isn't the actual short interest. I mean, when you look at the stock like AMC, where people believe that the stock is over 1,000% shorted, and you look at the visible short interest and it has a visible short interest of 20%, you go like, what are these people thinking about? But you're not counting naked shorting. You're not thinking of synthetic shares, and you're not thinking about dark pools. These are the tactics that hedge funds use to short a stock without us being able to calculate it. Okay, and that's why you see a stock like AMC short squeeze from $7 to $50 or $70. I think it hit $70, right? It was going absolutely crazy. I think it was $12 to $70 on a 20% short interest. How does that happen? It doesn't happen. Okay, it doesn't, because 20% is not the actual short interest. So just like that in AMC, or rather in Lucid, this 13% is not the actual short interest. Now, what is going to trigger this short interest? What I believe is going to trigger this short interest, or are going to be two things. First of all, next week, like I said, Jerome Powell is giving a speech. Jerome Powell, the head Fed, is giving a speech on whether or not he's going to raise interest rates or not. So with that being said, make sure you guys subscribe right now, because I'm going to be coming out with a video on that when Jerome Powell. It's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday. So Wednesday. I'm going to be coming out with a video on Wednesday or Tuesday night, depending on when the event goes down, right? On what he said and whether or not he's planning on raising the interest rates or not. So subscribe and ding that bell right now. All right. So, and then that day, if he comes out and says, no, guys, I'm not going to be raising the interest rates, then the market goes into super risk on mode. And when the market goes on to super risk on mode, we see stocks like Lucid, like AMC, like Tesla, and all these super risky. I mean, they're not that risky, but growth stocks, right? The growth sector, absolutely. AMC is not part of the growth sector, but it is a risk on stock. That's why I mentioned it. We see the growth sector absolutely go crazy, right? And that is going to be one of the catalysts as to where we're going to get that big jump in price from Lucid and the recovery to the $50 level. Okay, that's going to be number one. Now, the second date that is important is December 18th. Now, why is December 18th important? Well, that's because this is the day of Neo Day. Neo Day. That's right, Neo Day. Now, what is Neo Day? Neo Day, I know Neo isn't, you guys may be like, Neo Day? That's not Lucid Day though. Well, Neo is yet another electric vehicle company, and on Neo Day, they present a whole lot of plans and a whole lot of technology that they're coming out with, and their plans and etc. And Neo Day is always a very good day for Neo. Okay, considering how the macro market is doing, right? So Neo Day is after Jerome Powell's speech, right? So first of all, we need Jerome Powell to come out and say, guys, no interest rates rising, don't worry, we're all good. And then on Neo Day is a good day for Neo. And Neo having a massive green day, which is another electric vehicle company, will kind of raise the herd of all electric companies, or at least established ones such as Lucid and Tesla, up with it. Okay, if Neo has a plus 20% day, you better believe Lucid is going to have a 8 to 10% gain just from that, just from the category of EV companies doing well together. All right, guys. And then we get to a place where we are able to squeeze out these shorts. And then from there, we will have the short squeeze, and then the momentum stocks, or rather before that, the momentum traders jump on, right? Seeing the reversal in trend of Lucid. And from there, we will get a short squeeze, and the short squeeze will be completed. With that being said, guys, this is all very speculative, and it depends on two major things, or rather one major thing. You know what major thing is? What Jerome Powell says next week. Next week is going to be a very, very crucial week for the market, guys. A very, very crucial week. All right, so make sure you guys mark your calendars. Tuesday, Wednesday, be ready for the Money Talk video, and also December 18th, be ready for Neo Day. With that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Check out the Making Money in the Market program down below in the comments. It's the first comment, it's my pinned comment. With that being said, thank you for watching, guys. Happy investing. Money Talk.